Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis. It's a sad day for Los Angeles, particularly for LA fans. So I'm going to try to get through this. But as you all know, yesterday the Lakers officially were eliminated from the playoffs. And now I want to get into how the Lakers lost the West. And when I say they lost the West, what I mean is, look, I picked the Lakers to win the West. So, I'm not going to shy from that, and many Laker fans did, many non-Laker fans did. Um, why did we pick the Lakers to win? Well, initially when we got first before we got Luka, I did not have the Lakers come out the West at all. I mean, clearly we had some problems there, but when we got that Luka trade, I was thinking that this was going to be a trade for the future. We're looking long term. Luka, he's like what 24, 25 years old, so we got like a good player that can shoot for another 5 to 10 years from now. Anthony Davis, he gave us a great run, got us a championship. Well, it was 4 or 5 years ago, but I mean, unfortunately, injuries. I mean, he's just not available, and you can't rely on him to be available, especially when it comes playoff time. So I thought it was a move for the future. I wasn't thinking championship this year or anything like that. I mean, definitely championship down the road. But since that trade, I mean, the Lakers, they showed signs that they were going to be a great contender in the West. I mean, they picked up their defensive intensity. I saw it throughout that stretch. Reeves, he emerged as that third option. And, I saw like chemistry with Luka on the court, throwing lobs to Jackson Hayes and stuff. And so I'm thinking, okay, we got something going here. And the Lakers eventually got and battled out and made it the third seed in the West, home court first round. The path was clear. We were either going to play the Houston Rockets, who the Lakers beat during the regular season, or the Golden State Warriors, who, okay, that would have been a tough matchup, but you see how the Warriors are doing with injuries now with Steph Curry's thumb. And I mean, Jimmy Butler was injured. He got like a bruised contusion at one point. So, I mean, injuries going to catch up with him. And then get to the conference finals against either OKC or the Clippers. I mean, I picked the Clippers to meet up with them. And the Lakers did well against the Clippers the last few games or last few times they played. So my hopes were high. All of our hopes were high. And as a Laker fan, our expectations are high because we're not satisfied with teams being over 500 or making the playoffs or even making to the championship. We want championship banners. You go into, well, I was going to say Staples Center, Crypto Arena. I mean, you see all those banners there. I mean, Lakers fans take pride in that. And, every single season it's like championship or bust. So what went wrong? Well, I'm going to go over several factors as to why the Lakers lost. And none of these factors are the sole factor. I mean, they're all like intertwined. It was just, unfortunately, a perfect storm that, basically went the other way. And so let's get started with Minnesota. I mean, it was a matchup problem. I mean, we lost because it was a matchup problem between Minnesota and the Lakers, particularly with the size of Minnesota. I mean, they clearly had a size advantage with Randall and McDaniel and Gobert. And unfortunately, even though we have some 7 footers on our roster, Jackson Hayes and I believe Alex Lynn, Kleber came off injury. He hadn't played for 45 games, but I mean, he barely used him in the last game. So JJ had to go with a small lineup. Now, the problem with JJ going with a small lineup, look, obviously it's a mismatch in terms of height, but the way that you beat that is you beat the taller players to the ball. You show more intensity. You get down the court. You run fast breaks. And unfortunately, for the most part of the series, particularly the games where the Wolves won, the Lakers weren't doing it. I mean, clearly they had some spurts, but overall, I mean, Minnesota was beating us down on the transition end, so we couldn't get fast break points. Minnesota was clearly out rebounding the Lakers. There was one play, oh my gosh, the last game, I believe it was in the first quarter, where it looked like it was a single possession, and literally like Minnesota took like half a dozen shots because they would miss a shot, get a rebound, kick it out to the open man, miss, get the rebound, kick it out. And it literally it took like 5, 6 shots in a single possession. I mean, you're not going to win if you keep giving the other team second chance opportunities. And of course, they dominated in the paint. I mean, there were times where the Lakers, they were like, try to guard Anthony Edwards, and they would find Rudy Gobert, and he just had a clear, wide open lane to the basket, uncontested. It was just a massacre. I mean, Minnesota just massacred the Lakers. Secondly, I mean, clearly, and this is what's tied to the matchup problems, is the roster problems, right? So Lakers are clearly oversized. You have a 6'8", 6'9" LeBron James, who's 4 years old, playing center. You have no depth in your rotation. And I mean, let's go back all to that infamous Game 4 when the Lakers were up 10 in the third quarter and they had no depth to come in to, give LeBron, give Luka some rest, put in some defensive players that could, hold that 10-point lead or, get some blocks, get some steals, come in and get fouls, get Minnesota's players in the foul trouble. None of that. And the lead just dwindled away. And as you get to the fourth quarter, LeBron's out of gas. He scored 0 points. Again, I'm talking about Game 4. He's playing great defense, but I mean, he can't do it on both sides because, again, there's a roster problem. Speaking of problems, when I picked the Lakers, I called it that it was going to be because of that trio: Luka, LeBron, and Reeves. Unfortunately, we didn't get that third option, Reeves. I believe in the regular season, he averaged somewhere around 20 points. In this series, he had averaged somewhere around 11. And there were just multiple possessions where Reeves would get open shots and miss them. And it wasn't just one time. It was just like literally throughout the series. I can recall off memory maybe one quarter, that fourth game in the third quarter, he hit a bunch of threes and scored like 11 or more points. But aside from that, I mean, he did miss the last second shot in that fourth game for the Lakers to lose. In this last game, there were points where the Lakers were making a run and they were down by 6. And they would kick the ball out to Reeves. He had a chance to cut it to 3. Missed. I counted at least 2 times in a row where that happened. So unfortunately, Reeves just wasn't that guy, at least for this series. Coaching. Okay, I alluded to this. Look, this is what a coach got to do. The coach obviously can't go out there and make shots for the players. He can't force the players to play hard and to go after loose balls and steals and to get physical. But coaches have to learn how to make adjustments and get the most out of their players. I mean, that's what they're paying you for. I mean, look, JJ Redick is dealt, a bad hand with the roster he has. And clearly to me, when he doesn't play Jackson Hayes, when he doesn't play Dalton Connect, when he doesn't play Marquise Morris, Alex Len, what he's telling me is that he doesn't trust these players. Okay, but what is it that he's doing to get these players motivated to go out there and play? I mean, is sending a message by having Jackson Hayes sit on the bench, is that helping the team anyway? I mean, you could sit him a game and then next game, okay, let's see what you got. Okay, go out there and, battle out with Rudy Gobert. Go and get some boards. Do something. Look, I'm not a coach. I mean, I'm not saying I can do it, but he's paid to be a coach, and he needs to go out there and do that. So he needs to take some accountability for this as well. And obviously, Game 4, when your team's up by 10 points in the third quarter. I mean, that's the moment where you guys say, LeBron, you need to take a rest. Take a rest. Put Vanderbilt out there. Put Gabe Vincent out there. Y'all play defense. Y'all hustle. Y'all go after loose balls. Y'all get these players in the foul trouble. Because all we're doing really right now is giving LeBron his rest. So when he comes out in the fourth quarter and he balls out, he's going to have enough legs to take that shot or to drive to the basket. Because at age 40, he can't do both. He just can't do both. Okay? So coach has to take some responsibility for that. Now, Luka, look, I'm not here going to come on this podcast and start talking about Luka's defense because We all know that Luka is not known as a defensive player. We got Luka because of his offense, because the guy can shoot threes, he can drive to the basket. He's very difficult to guard. You saw how he did against the Wolves last playoffs, just as an example, right? But he did come back, from when he played this season out of shape. And obviously he had a stomach bug. I can't remember which game it was, but he had a stomach bug. So, I mean, there's that. But in general, this guy's out of shape. So, he'll go out there and he'll, hit a three and stuff. He'll get his 30 points. But at the same time, he needs to be in shape because Minnesota, they were coming at him. They were pressing him the whole game. He looked a little tired. He looked a little out of shape. And that sort of played into what Minnesota was doing, their strategy. And like I said, LeBron's age can't do both sides, especially in the fourth quarter. And he did get injured in one of the games too as well. But, I mean, he came back. So there you have it. Look, there's no one factor. There's no one person to blame. There's a lot of blame to go around, starting with obviously the players on the court as well as coaching and the front office management for not, building a team. I mean, they had an opportunity to get a player right around that Luka trade. They had an opportunity to trade Dalton Knecht, who they didn't even use at all. They used him in garbage time in that game that they had blown out. That's pretty much it. I mean, why are you paying this guy almost $4 million to sit on the bench? You could pay me $4 million just to watch a game. You could pay me $4 million to be a cheerleader. But, you're paying this guy $4 million to sit there and do nothing? Oh, he doesn't have experience. Oh, he doesn't have experience? Well, how do you get experience? You go out there, you bust your ass. You're down 3-1. I mean, what you got to lose? Let's see what this kid got. Let's see if he could play defense or shoot the threes like we thought he was going to do. But we just wasted that. So, again, that ties into coaching, personnel. It's like a whole bunch of blame to go around. So, look, but bottom line is, Minnesota had the advantage. Lakers went with an undersized lineup. They didn't, outfight them, out-hustle them for loose balls, rebounds, and beat them in the transition game. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So anyway, next time we're going to talk about what the Lakers can do from here, how they can, improve the team, whether that's just too much of an uphill battle or there's some hope for next season. But anyway, subscribe to ML Sports Talk so we can talk more about issues that come up in sports and games and analysis. And until next time, I'm about to head out soon so I can go watch Thunderbolts. So anyway, until next time, talk to you later.